are we with metadata? Are publishers wrapping their heads around it?
They are. They've realized that it's important, particularly for ebooks, because they know that there's no physical product there, that metadata is the only indication that the ebook exists. Mm-hmm. But the problem that we're finding is that publishers are tending to appoint one person to be in charge of metadata, mm-hmm. whatever that means. And they don't have a very clear idea of what it means, really. So we're beginning to take the approach that rather than have one person whose responsibility all of the metadata world is, that every single function within the organization be responsible for their own metadata, so that they're taking care of it in the course of their workflow every day.
Right. At what stage of the publishing process is metadata most important?
We're arguing every stage. That if each function across the publishing company is responsible for their own metadata, then marketing is going to be responsible for the metadata that's most important to marketing. Production is going to be responsible for metadata that's most important to them. So again, rather than having one person decide what's the most important metadata, if everyone's taking responsibility for it, then and using it, then it's guaranteed to be good.
Right. And so what's the relationship between metadata and workflow?
That metadata is an outgrowth of workflow or a byproduct of good workflow. Okay. So in the course of doing your everyday tasks, if you are plugged into a single database, a single source of truth, as Fran Tulin says, mm-hmm. Then you're viewing the metadata every day. You're working with it, and you see where it's wrong, and you correct it before it even goes out the door.
Right. And for my last question, what hurdles need to be overcome so that we can do metadata properly?
Probably the biggest one is getting folks who traditionally have not had much experience with it comfortable with entering it. Okay. So editors need to enter their titles, need to enter information about their titles as they know it. Mm-hmm. The rest of the publishing organization seems to be okay with it. Editors seem to be the last frontier.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. My pleasure.